According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the average total prison population per 100,000 increased from 2004 to 2010, with the Americas and Europe showing the most dramatic increase over the evaluation period. Due to the rising inmate population, many countries have been working to improve the criminal justice system for the sole purpose of lowering criminal activity and recidivism, the habitual relapse into crime. Standard procedures as determined by the UNODC are as follows. A crime is committed, reported to or comes to the attention of the police. The alleged offender is identified by police, prosecuted, brought into court, and convicted by the court. A sentence is then served by the offender, and the offender is rehabilitated and reintegrated back into society. Any non-generic cases are taken with special consideration as determined by a federal justice procedure, and the scheme may be modified based on other circumstances as well. Most countries follow this guideline and have for quite some time, but recently there has been a debate over how the rehabilitation and reintegration process should be handled and if it would benefit the purpose of decreasing criminal activities. A prison in Norway has caught the attention of many in its extreme efforts to make the process as smooth as possible.
Hi, and welcome to the show, Kara. On the previous topic, is Norway the only place to enforce humane prison treatment?
No, there are other prisons, but Halden is considered the most humane.
Are any other countries or locations considering switching to humane prison treatments?
Not according to my research. It has become a popular topic, though, and there are a lot of opinions regarding the efficacy of the system being applied at Halden.
So what's your opinion? Should humane treatment become a widely used practice?
I don't see it as a viable option. Prisons are becoming ineffective due to the lack of corporal punishment, and the criminals are people who have broken the contract between the government and citizens, so they shouldn't be entitled to the same rights a law-abiding citizen is entitled to.
So you disagree with the topic. You believe that prison punishments are not harsh enough today?
Right, and for the last 100 years, prisons have become increasingly ineffective due to the lack of corporal punishment. And in 1868, John Mill observed the same phenomenon. People who were hung for thievery were let off with prison time, like we do now. And it's been proven that serving time in a prison doesn't necessarily deter crime. So in my opinion, if current prison systems don't discourage crime, then the system applied by Halden may go as far as encouraging it.
Earlier on, you mentioned a contract between a citizen and his country. Do you mind expanding on this?
I would imagine there's an unwritten contract between any citizen and their government. As long as the citizen abides by the laws the government provides, the government will protect them in turn from external threats and will allow them whatever rights they're allowed.
And if someone were to break this contract?
Then they shouldn't be entitled to those rights that a law-abiding citizen would be entitled to.
And if there was a mistake, not part of their typical character?
I don't see how it matters. In November of 2012, 307 members of the Youth Parliament spoke at the House of Commons, and one of them was only 12 years old, but he still focused his life to help his community, and he constantly gave up his free time to improve the lives of others. A person who has committed a crime, which obviously affected lives in a negative fashion, shouldn't enjoy the same luxuries the 12-year-old has earned.
Well, thank you, Kara. That's all the time we have for today. We appreciate you coming in and sharing your side of the story with our viewers.